Hey y'all, I am back with the reading for the King of Diamond. Now again, this is not a gender specific reading. Right now, or before that last video ended, again, that's what I'm saying, was a lot of chaotic energy going on. So you could be having a lot of chaos in your life right now at this time. So, go check out that last video, and we are going to jump straight into this video right now for the King of Diamond. And again, I will decipher the difference between the King of Diamond woman and the King of Diamond man. And I am reading with traditional playing cards. Yep, that wanted to come out there. Hopefully your today is going good. Right away, this Queen of Heart energy. Okay. This Queen of Heart energy is insinuating that, you know, you may be in your feelings, you know, about something. This is not gender specific, whether male or female. The Queen of Heart energy just signifies that you could be in your feels, you know, about a lot of stuff, you know, that's going on, your spirituality, you know, your partnership, your home life, you know, sacrifices, you know, really trying to, you know, put your hands on, you know, something that you love, something that you enjoy, trying to figure it out. Because, you know, the King of Diamond, he's a businessman. The King of Diamond is the businessman of all businessmen. He is about his money. He is about his paper. If you are not an entrepreneur, you probably thinking about, you know, becoming an entrepreneur, or ways, you know what I'm saying, you can become an entrepreneur, get your own money, or do your own thing on the side. You can maybe possibly have a shrewd personality of some sort. You see what I'm saying? You could like to talk about money. You could have an infatuation with money. You could have power struggles with people over money. You know, money could just be like, money and business can be really big factors in your life as a King of Diamond. Whoever I'm doing this reading for, with this King of Diamond energy, this is the presiding energy. So I'm reading again. If you go back to that first video and listen to those birthdays that I called out, okay, listen to those birthdays. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Listen to those birthdays that I called out in the first video for the King of Diamond birthday, to know if you're a King of Diamond or not. You'll just go watch that first video so you can listen and see if you hear your birthday. It's only a few different birthdays, and it is very specific. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I like doing reading with the traditional cards, because it is, you know, super specific and everything. Now these extra cards popped out, so I'm gonna place them at the bottom of your reading, because I feel like this is the underlying energy of what the reading is wanting to talk about. So I'm just gonna start with flipping them out how they came and lining them up, because this is a little story and a little message within itself. And look at that, your partner popped out. So that's amazing. So with this King of Diamond energy, or this King of Diamond person, whether male or female, looking at these cards, you have or you started off with hearts. A lot of hearts was popping out at first. So it's like, wow, this person is like really in their feelings. You know, they could really be, you know, going through a lot. They could really be, you know, thinking about a lot. You know, you could either be a little bit lethargic, you know, kind of loafing around, just kind of like in your head, in your feelings, like, you know, still doing the things that you love to do, still, you know, adhering to your responsibilities, because the Queen of Heart is the type of person, you know, male or female, it doesn't matter. Like, they go towards passion. They go towards the passionate pursuits. Like, they do the things that they absolutely love. Like, even if somebody think that loafing around is not productive, like if that's something that the Queen of Heart, you know, energy wants to express, that's what the Queen of Heart energy is going to do, because they absolutely love it. Like, you know, right now you could be even thinking about, you know, things that you once loved, or, you know, partners that you once loved, or, you know, things when they used to be easy, because this is in your past energy. You see what I'm saying? So this is your past energy. So this is what you could be thinking about. This is where you are coming from. This is your stagnant energy, you know, what you are looking forward to, and this is your outcome energy. So, you know, right now, you know, male or female, you could be contemplating about a partner, you know, especially if you are male, King of Diamond, because the Queen of Heart is very helpful. She's very loving. She's very understanding. You know, she's very persistent. Like, you would know when the Queen of Heart is not really feeling well, because she is laying around. She is lethargic. She is kind of sad. She's not as perky. She's not as happy. You see what I'm saying? She's not doing the things that she loves. So, you know, right now, you could either be doing the things that you absolutely love, eating the foods that you absolutely love, going to the places that you absolutely love, have a partnership that you absolutely love, or on the low end, it could be the total opposite. And you could be pondering, you know, about a partnership, pondering, you know, about the food you used to eat. You could be in a new place where, you know, they don't have, you know, the food that you like. You know, all the restaurants are the same. Everything is mundane. Everything is boring, you know, and it's forcing you, you know, to be boring, and kind of throwing you out of your element where you're typically, you know, in love or inspired or romanticizing life. You could be extremely bored with life at this time. And, you know, with this Queen of Heart energy right next to this Seven of Diamond energy, the thing that will bring you out of the boredom is maybe tapping into some spiritual values, tapping into your spirituality. You know, I'm not sure, again, you know, who's watching this, but if you go to church and you haven't been to church in a while, or if you're a CME, you know, Christian, you know what I'm saying, Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter, then, you know, it's Thanksgiving, you know, popping up, and maybe, you know, stop by on a service and, you know, get in on some worship. Or, you know, if you are, you know, in the Islam community, and, you know, you could probably, you know, benefit from participating in a fast, or, you know, going to the mosque or something like that. You know, whoever's watching this, you could benefit from journaling, or writing down your thoughts, or, you know, just getting in tune with yourself, listening to some binaural beats, or listening, you know, to some soothing soft music, getting into some meditation, maybe going for a walk, or hugging a tree, you know, releasing some of that stagnant energy, some of that lethargic energy that you may be feeling right now. And the Seven of Diamond is also known as the Millionaire's card. So, you know, you get to focusing on that spirituality and focusing on your spiritual values. You know, millions can come about, you know, after you get that thing going good, and you get it churning, and, you know, you get that business going, you get that channel going, you get that recipe book going, you get whatever book it is, whatever business, you know, that you're thinking about that's in a stagnant position right now. You add that Seven of Diamonds spirituality, spiritual values to that thing, and watch how it prospers. And the outcome is going to be the Five of Hearts. The Five of Hearts is the emotional wanderer's card. So, you know, this is not a negative or a positive card. It's just emotionally wandering. Like, you know, you could be lethargic. You could be not in your feels. You could be not feeling too well right now. You could just be contemplating in the negative space. Where is my partner? Where is my money? Where is my this? Where is my that? You see what I'm saying? And it could be a miss. And then you add the spirituality to it. Now it's the Five of Heart energy where you have the resources to be in your, emotional energy. You have the resources to create. You have the resources to start up that business. You have the resources, to be emotional. You see what I'm saying? Because with King of Diamond energy, you see these points on each side. It's hard to get in that heart space. It's hard to get in the center because it's like protection on each side. You see what I'm saying? However, when you tap into the spiritual values, which is also diamonds, because that's all a diamond mean is values. It could be the money system value, it could be a moral system value, it could be a religious system value. It doesn't matter. It's just about spiritual values, and we all know our spirituality aligns with our money. It's the same energy. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't have the resources that you desire, that you feel as though you need at this time as the King of Diamond, maybe adding some of your spiritual values, remembering your spiritual values, developing some spiritual values and adding it to what you already have, it will give you the outcome of emotional fulfillment or emotional wandering. Like some people, they don't mind wandering emotionally. They just want to have a comfort. Some people want to buy, some stuff that you break down and roll up, you know what I'm saying, to, help them to ease the pain of the emotional wandering or help them go on emotional trips. Or some people might like the things that's in, Mario Kart, that you eat and make you grow and make you get bigger. You see what I'm saying? That's another form of emotional wandering. Some people, they feel as though, maybe they want a glass of wine, or, they may need extra resources, to aid towards their comfortability while they're wandering emotionally. And you can get that from that Seven of Diamonds spiritual values millionaires card. So yeah, you could be pondering, or you could be happy, but you could be happier. The Queen, look at her. She don't look happy. She looks sad. She pondering. She not smiling. Because she the queen. A lot of responsibilities. A lot of emotional turmoil. Could be a lot of betrayals. Children could be getting on her nerve. Partner could be getting on her nerve. Work could be getting on her nerve. All these responsibilities could be getting on her nerve. She could just want to chill. You could need a rest. Whoever watching this reading, you could need a rest. You could need a vacation. It could very well be that you are not being lazy, that you actually need a vacation and you need somebody to check on you. Or you could possibly need to check on your partner, because the King of Diamond, he's so busy. He could be so busy, so busy that he done forgot about her. And he just need to check on her. And I say that because the Jack of Diamond, which is sacrifice card, the spiritual sacrifice card, is right up on the Queen of Heart. And I know y'all like, oh, well, that's a pair. No, it's not. No, it's not a pair. It's not a pair. The king and the queen go together. The Jack is a prince or a child. You see what I'm saying? However, when the Queen of Hearts king is absent, she runs to the Jack of Heart. And the Jack of Heart and cartomancy, per Robert Camp, is also known as the Jesus Christ card or the spiritual sacrifice card. And then you got the strongest karma card, which is the Six of Spades, right up on that Jack of Heart. So either you as the King of Diamond, or being the King of Diamond, you could have a partner in your close circle or in your life right now that may need a little bit of grace, or that may need a sacrifice, or you may have to sacrifice for them or sacrifice for a child, because you or a partner or someone close to you could be going through, or they could feel as though they're going through like a divine karmic time, like they're being judged, like they're being on trial. Your relationship could even feel like it's on trial right now. As a king of diamond during this time right now, especially with all of the Scorpio energy, with all of the retrograde energy, that's six of spade energy right there. The six of spade is the FATE, fate card. And it's the strongest karma card in the whole deck. And it's right up under or right on top of the Jack of Heart, which is the sacrifice and love card. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the spiritual values card right here. So whoever is watching this reading, it looks like your spirituality is calling out to you. It's looking like your spirit guides are calling out to you. It's looking like some type of divine path is calling your name, and you may be a little unsure about it, or you may be a little leery about it because the Queen of Heart energy, popped up. It's like, am I gonna love this? Do I want this? And the answer is yes, because the Ace of Heart is something you love. You see, and it came out in the upright position. It's not upside down. It came out in the upright position. So are you going to love it after you put that spirituality to whatever it is you're doing, King of Diamond? Absolutely. Yes, you will. Because that's what the Ace of Heart is about. Loving what is gifted to you. Loving what you are working on. You see what I'm saying? So with your protagonist energy, you see what I'm saying? Or with your previous energy, with your previous energy being a Queen of Heart, everything being easy, everything, seeming as though it's easy, you being able to just absolutely love every single thing that you was doing, now with the 7, it shows that it could have got a little hard. And because it got a little difficult, you may want to leave. Or you may want to quit, or you may want to stop, or you may, feel like, it's not worth it because it's the 5 of Heart. And the 5 of Heart is, again, the emotional wanderer card. And it's not, good or bad. It's just saying like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore because it's so hard when it used to be easy. I don't know if I want to do this anymore because it used to be so easy, but now it's hard. You see what I'm saying? However, the hardness or the difficulty, this is the answer. Spiritual values. Add some spiritual values to whatever it is you're doing. And, that ease, it can be brought back because it's a heart to a diamond back to a heart, even though it's a 5 of Heart. You just got to figure it out. Figure out what it is you want. Talk about it. Write it out. And I know that's true because the 2 of Clubs is the conversation card. So right up under that pondering, that wondering if you want to do it, if it's worth it, if you still want to be here. It's so hard now when it used to be easy. I wonder, do I want to do this? You see what I'm saying? Talking about it. So now we move to this Jack of Heart again, which is the, Jesus Christ card, or, the sacrifice and love card. And typically this 7 or this Jack of Heart is sacrificing for somebody younger than them. So if you know somebody that's younger than you that may need your assistance, and typically it's a child, you see what I'm saying, that may need your grace, that may need your understanding, that may need you to, maybe take it a little easy on them, or, may need you to, maybe even take a break, on what it is you working on to assist them. You see what I'm saying? Because they need the assistance. They need you. They need your help, and you could feel as though, oh man, I'm finally getting everything done. I'm finally getting somewhere, and here go this again, or here go that, or here we go again. You see what I'm saying? Because obviously, Jacks, the Jack of Heart, the Jack of Heart is one of the better of the Jacks, I will say, because they're actually making a sacrifice for somebody else. So they're actually using their trickster energy in like, a beautiful way, or a good way, or a way that's going to help humanity, or that's going to help, society or whatever like that. And again, the Ace is right next to it. You see what I'm saying? The Ace is known as new life, or as children, or, babies. So, and again, the Jack of Hearts sacrifices for those who are younger than it. And the Ace of Heart being right next to the Jack of Hearts shows that maybe there's a business that you're contemplating that will be very lucrative, and it's for children. The benefit of children. It could benefit children in some way. It could, maybe be a podcast, because again, this Tua Club, is right here. And the Tua Club is the conversation card. So maybe there's a podcast that you've been thinking about creating, or maybe there's a channel or a book, or a step-by-step tutorial guide, or some type of channel for children, or for teenagers, or for younger people to grow into themselves, or whatever it is that you're thinking. I don't know what you're thinking. You see what I'm saying? It's just so many red cards, so many hearts, and so many diamonds on the board. You could be thinking of creating some type of channel for children to assist them. That's what it is. An emotional intelligence. You see what I'm saying? Making the right decisions, because you got 2 sevens on the board, and then you got a tough karma card, and then these are new ideas. This is pondering. This is sacrifice. You see what I'm saying? So whoever watching this reading, again, I'm not sure. Whoever's watching this reading, maybe your guides are kind of calling out to you to start a page, to start a channel, to start a podcast, to write a book, to talk about your childhood experiences, to talk about your life, to teach others how to love themselves, how to accept themselves, how to, go throughout life. Some people, they didn't grow up with siblings. They didn't grow up with parents. They didn't grow up with, honorable people, showing them the way, or showing them the path, or taking it easy on them, or having grace upon them. So maybe, you can create a page, kind of like the one guy that created a page, like, oh, this page is for people who didn't have fathers. This is how you fix a tire. This is how you, change your oil. This is how you such and such. You see what I'm saying? Because it is a sacrifice. It is karma. It is Saturn popping up. So you will be repaid. It is spiritual, and it is something that you would love. However, it's for you, you may feel like it's a little difficult trying to turn all of that, or melt all of that into one business, or into one pot, so to speak. So now we are moving along to this 6 of Spades energy, which is the underlying energy to this lethargic energy, or to this happy energy. However, this Queen of Heart energy is manifesting in your life. The underlying energy is the 6 of Spades. It's the fate card. So if right now you feel super happy, you out there shopping, you spending money, you with your children, you are having great experiences with your partner. Your partner may be a little distant, because it's still a queen at the end of the day, and the King of Heart, he kind of be in his fields doing his own thing anyway. Or you could feel like, you mismatched, you misaligned, you're not with the right partner. You got to make all these sacrifices. You going through all of this negative stuff, all of this karma. You just can't get it right. You lost all hope and all zeal. It's because of that 6 of Spades. All sixes are karma, and then the 6 of Spades is the strongest karma card in the whole deck. The 6 of Spades is the strongest karma card. So whatever it is that you're going through is karma. So instead of fretting it, or being upset, or being, mad or something like that, ask yourself, ask spirit, ask God, ask your deities, ask your trusted friends, ask. Write it down in a journal. Why am I going through this? What lesson is it that I am to learn? How is this going to help me on my journey? Or what is the purpose of this being on my journey? Or, ask yourself those tough questions and write them down. Get yourself in a space where you can hear yourself, where you can listen, and you can write those answers down to yourself, because it's karma. Look at where Saturn is in your chart. Wherever Saturn is in your chart, it can help you a little bit more, with how you're feeling right now. Because I'm not going to lie to you, that fate card is kind of heavy, So if you've been speaking well, if you've been sowing well, you should be receiving well. If you've been speaking ill, being negative, then you're probably receiving ill and negativity right now. You see, because the fate says what you reap, you will sow. That's the fate card. You are in total control of how you feel. So again, when you jump to the top, if you're all the way at the bottom and you want to get to the top, to the next level, this is the answer. Spiritual values. Look at your spiritual values. What type of spiritual values do you hold? Do you hold any spiritual values? Where did you get your spiritual values from? Who taught you your spiritual values? Who taught them their spiritual values that taught you the spiritual values that you adhere to? Is it time for a shakeup? Ask yourself those tough questions. 6, 7. That's so funny. Ha ha ha, right? But yes, 6 of spades, 7 of diamond. That's your jump. And after that 7 of diamond, the wandering that you feel, if you adhere, you're going to find something you love. Even though this is your protagonist energy, you're going to get everything that's in this role eventually. This is just where you're coming from. But this is the outcome energy that you are going to receive after you adhere to what has gone before you. And these cards down here are going to help you to see how you can put your focus on this energy up here to get to the outcome that you desire as a king of diamond. So with your kingly energy, know that you are royal, that you already do have a kingdom. You know, it's just about your foundation. What is your foundation right now? Look at your foundation. Is your foundation strong? Is it weak? Is it built on solid ground? Is it built with sand? Is it built with cement? Is it built with clay? Like, who built it? What is your foundation looking like? Because, you know, you want to go as high as you can go. And you know, before you go as high as you can go, you got to go as deep as you can go. So when you get that high, you don't tilt and fall over and smack dead on your face. So as above, so below, as we know. You might got to talk to somebody. You know, you might got to get a therapist. You might got to get a counselor. You might got to get a trusted friend. You might got to get a mirror and talk to yourself. You see what I'm saying? You might got to talk to your spirit team. It's some type of conversation that needs to be held to get your ideas rolling, to get your business rolling, to get your happiness rolling, or to keep it rolling. It's going to be some type of conversation that's going to need to be held. And then even this just came to my mind. The sacrifice that's going to be made by this Queen of Heart energy, you will absolutely love it. So be sure to thank whoever it is that is assisting you. Whoever is assisting you, whoever is supporting you, whoever is there on your side, by your side, be sure to have a conversation with them and let them know how you feel. Let them know how much you appreciate them. Let them know. You got to open up that mouth. You see what I'm saying? And again, I read all energy. So I do see a step up. I see 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you got 2 5s. You got a 6. You got 2 7s. You got 2 8s. And you got a 9. And you got 2 queens. You got 2 aces. So this is dual energy. You could be twinning with somebody right now. You could have a soulmate right now. And, you know, it could be your soulmate. You see what I'm saying? Or your partner that I could be speaking of with this energy. Y'all might be going through a shakeup. Y'all might be, you know, going through some changes. You know, your partner could be helping you, you know, every step of the way. And you could be blind to it, not seeing that your partner is helping you every step of the way, supporting you every step of the way, making those sacrifices for you every step of the way. You see what I'm saying? Add into those spiritual values. Add into the things that you love. Trying to support you in every way possible, adding, you know, the spirituality, because the 7 of diamond is spiritual values and the 7 of heart is spiritual love. The 6 of spade is fate and karmic debt. The 7 or the jack of heart is sacrifice and love. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's some type of sacrifice towards your spiritual values that may need to be assessed at this time to assist you in moving forward. And instead of keeping them in your head, you may need to speak it out, talk it out, write it out, have a conversation with someone, you know, and I say that like that's karma. It's a fated experience. So you just, you know, being emotional, wandering in your head, like you could even feel like you done went crazy. And I don't like to even say that C word or feel like you lost your mind. You see, but instead of just sitting there in those feelings and all of these feelings, you see, come out of the feelings and talk about it. Talk about the emotional wandering and pondering you're doing. You see, so you can go towards spiritual love, spiritual values. You see what I'm saying? Because it seems like people are letting you down. All these cards right here are cards of letdown, except this middle row, which is the row that's on hold. You see what I'm saying? That's what protagonist energy means. This energy is on hold. But you will receive this energy after dealing with all of the chaos and the presiding energy that's going on right now. So, you are going through fated experiences right now. And one of the most fated experiences is the desire for money and love at the same time. You see what I'm saying? And that's the King of Diamond. So, and the protagonist energy is something new. You went as far as you can go somewhere because you're the King of Diamond. But the Ace of Diamond came out, and a partner, your soulmate, came out in your reading as well. So, you could feel like I done did all I can do, especially if you a man, and you feel like you accomplished all of what you wanted to accomplish. You got the money that you want. You got the house that you want. You got the clothes, the desire. You done worked on your mental health. You done worked on, everything you need to work on as a man. And now you ready for your counterpart. Now you ready for your partner. You ready for your queen. You see what I'm saying? And if you are a woman with this King of Diamond energy, you could be saying, well, I got everything I want. I got my partner. You see what I'm saying? We got the home. We got our businesses. We got everything going on that we, would like to be happening. I'm ready for that baby now. But it seemed like something to not happening. However, the spiritual values, and it's not saying that you don't got faith, because the Seven of Spades didn't pop up. It's saying that the spiritual values and the spiritual love may be missing from the potion. You see what I'm saying? Spiritual values and spiritual love may be missing, because the spiritual values is in a resistance position as well. The Ace of Hearts, something you love, and the Ace of Diamonds, some new endeavor, which in my mind is a baby, because yeah, you do love it, however, you do need money for it as well. So that's the energy I'm getting off of that, this fated experience. And then we move along to the Seven of Hearts, and the Seven of Hearts again is spiritual love. So, spiritual love is your portion. There are betrayals, with this card, with this Seven of Hearts. I'm not going to sit here and act like, the Seven of Hearts is not betrayals. However, it's like self-afflicted betrayals, because you refusing to see the truth of certain matters. You refusing to see people for who they truly are. And so you kind of like leaving the door open for you to get betrayed, or for you to get played, or whatever like that, because it's like you got 7 cups. And this card, you know what I'm saying? It's like in tarot, the 7 of Cups, like you got all of this stuff, you got all of these choices, you got all of these cups, but it's like you not making a choice. It's like you looking for something, but you don't really know what you looking for. And because you don't know what you're looking for, the stuff that you do actually have, it ends up leaving, because your focus is not on those things, because it's so many, but you still feel like you want more. You want to fill this area up. It's like, I got this. Yeah, I got this. But I want to fill this area up. You see what I'm saying? And it came out in the resistance position. You see, this is not the resistance position, but this is the resistance position. So it came out in your frontal or in your outcome energy. However, it came out in a resistance. So it could mean that with the lessons that you learn in because of the fate, you see what I'm, or the fated karmic experiences that you're going through are teaching you the lessons that you need to learn, and the sacrifices that you're making are helping you to become more aware, so you don't go through as many betrayals as maybe you used to go through. Or this, reading is letting you know, hey, keep your eyes peeled, because it could be somebody in your energy that you trust in that will betray you. And I'm gonna pull a card on that Seven of Hearts because it is a spiritual love card, but it is also a card of betrayals, of great betrayals. And so that's an Aries card, or an Aries person, or someone with Aryan energy right here. And it makes sense because when you think of Aries people, they like to be loud. They like to argue. They like to go. They don't really sit still. Like, they be back and forth. They like to handle stuff right away. You see what I'm saying? And emotional wandering is the exact opposite of Aries energy. That's more like Libra energy. You see what I'm saying? Libra is a sister sign of Aries. So, you could be keeping it in your head because you're dealing with an Aries person that's making you feel like, what is the point of even talking to them? Like, I'm not even going to go anywhere. They're not even going to understand me. All we're going to end up doing is arguing. Like, they not even trying to, get nowhere or understand me for real. So that's could be why you're doing so much of the emotional wandering, and you need to journal or talk it out or get a therapist or get a counselor, talk to a friend, due to the betrayal that you may feel, or the betrayal that you may have went through or going through, or however. Just know that it's all fated. And eventually you will get to a point where you are in love with life again. It's just going to take you getting in that spiritual bag. It's going to take you going into that, spiritual closet, into that prayer closet, putting them hands together, writing them affirmations down, speaking to yourself in that mirror, encouraging yourself, knowing that you can do whatever you put your mind to do. That is true Aries energy. So if you do have an Aries person in your life, kind of, you may feel like they're giving you hell, or, they kind of like taking you through the ringer right now. Like, the lesson could be for you to learn to take up for yourself, for you to speak up for yourself, for you to find that confidence in yourself, for you to stop wandering or wondering about what other people are thinking about you, what other people may think of your business, what other people may think of your partner, what other people may think of how you dress, or whatever it is. Aries people, they don't do that. They don't care. They gonna do what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it. They not trying to hear it. So if you are, a Libra person, or, a Virgo person, you know what I'm saying, and you are dealing with Aries person, or even if you a Cancer person dealing with an Aries person, you could feel like, oh my God, they're so mean. They just don't get me. They're just hell-bent on misunderstanding me. When really Spirit could just be trying to get you to toughen up. Nevertheless, I'm not telling you to take no disrespect from nobody. I'm not saying that if they disrespecting you, if they threatening you, if they harming you, if they hurting you, that you just got to take it. You just got to deal with it because you weak and Spirit wants you to toughen up. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is Aries energy is like number one energy. Aries energy is tough energy. It, like some people say it, it's a baby throwing a tantrum. Some people say, it is an army man in the army, as a soldier. Some people, like to say that Aries, is a soldier with no brain. It's just doing stuff. It's just following orders that somebody is telling them to do. So most of the time when you are dealing with an Aryan person, you may feel betrayed by them. You may feel like they are misunderstanding you, like they just want to bring you all of the pain. If you take a step back and just take a breath and like truly look at the situation in a different perspective, outside of a Cancerian perspective, outside of a Virgo perspective, outside of a Leo perspective, you can see, or Libra, Cancer, and Virgo, you will be able to see that this situation and this person could just be trying to get you to take up for yourself, or to see yourself, or to recognize your weaknesses, or to, again, like I said, toughen up. No, you don't have to tolerate disrespect. No, you don't have to tolerate abuse. But the point is, try to get the lesson. And I'm going to just read this card because there's words on it. It said Aries is the first sign of the zodiac and represents the beginning of the astrology wheel. Symbolized as a ram, Aries are action-oriented and ready to go. They are always passionate and excited for a new adventure. This feisty fire sign connects with the world through a courageous zeal and drive for success. Aries are fiercely independent and can often jump into something before fully ready. This is both a major blessing and a caution for this ambition sign, as they are here to break boundaries with their trailblazing efforts. You see what I'm saying? They're not doing it on purpose. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you got to tolerate it. I'm just saying get the lesson. Once you get the lesson, a lot of times that pain stops. A lot of times the cycles that you're going through, that it seems like, man, I keep on going through this over and over. What is the lesson? Just stop and take yourself out of it and ask yourself, what is the lesson that I'm supposed to learn? What am I missing from this cycle? You know what I'm saying? Like, ask yourself the tough questions. So, with this 5 of hearts, 2 of club, and 7 of heart energy, and that Aries popping out, the emotional restlessness, the emotional wandering, the, betrayal that you may feel, it could literally be because, you're a little emotional. That's what I said in the reading. All the hearts popped out. You just kind of like in your feelings and stuff, It probably wasn't really that bad. And if it was really that bad, you see what I'm saying? It's still a lesson for you to learn. And I would like to ask, what are you doing after it got that bad? What did you see? What changes did you make? How did you adjust? Did they take accountability? Were you guys able to talk about it? How did you move past it? Are you ignoring it? Are you willing to start another cycle in the same way with no changes? You see what I'm saying? Ask yourself these questions. With the spiritual values and the spiritual love, with the fate card and the sacrifice and love card popping out, with the conversation card, with the emotional wandering card. You see what I'm saying? Like, some type of conversation needs to be had around feelings, cross boundaries, and spiritual values. Now, this is the way that we can get that handled. Now, the 5 of spades is known as what? A wandering card. All 5s are wanderers. So, again, all spades are spiritual. All spades are spiritual. So, if you are kind of like going through something and you don't really know why you're going through it, if you tap into your spirituality, you see what I'm saying, something will pop out. Because the 5 of spades is the last 5 of all the 5. So it got the 5 of heart, the 5 of club, and the 5 of diamond in it. And it's a 5 for Mercury, for traveling, for wandering. And the 5 of spades is literally the wanderer card. The 5 of heart is the emotional adventurer card. You see what I'm saying? So if you doing adventures and then you wandering off and stuff like that, eventually you will find the answers that you're looking for if you're not afraid. If you're not afraid. And the 8 of spades is the hard working card. So you wandering in spirituality, working hard, talking to somebody again, because the 8 is the opposite of the 2. You see what I'm saying? Sharing your spiritual knowledge, sharing what you are learning with someone else, that is going to lead to the 9 of clubs, which is universal knowledge. I'm not sure if you can see these cards, so I'm going to just move them up because this is how they came out. This is what's going to help you accomplish what you're trying to get to, which is a soulmate, a twin energy, a counterpart, because the Queen of Diamond popped out. So again, this is what I was saying with the 5 of spades. If you get to wandering about your, fatalistic experiences and the times where you needed to sacrifice, or the times that you were lazy or lethargic or just not feeling it, or the times where you were super happy and you was the one sacrificing for other people, let your mind ponder on that and work really hard. The 8 of spades is the hardest working card in the deck. So the King of Diamond person that I'm talking to, not gender specific, whether you male or female, at this time, this energy is asking you to work your tail off with this 8 of spades energy. And if you get to wandering and working your tail off, it's going to lead to this 9 of club energy. And the 9 of club is universal knowledge. And that's, again, what we've been talking about this whole reading. Universal knowledge. Opening up your mind. Opening up your perspective. Opening up, yourself to new ideas, new paths, new trails. conversing with other people, that may have different, ideologies or different belief systems or different cultures, different backgrounds. Like, be willing to converse with those people, and it will lead you to, what is this? The sun. The Eight of Diamond is the sun card. It's going to lead you to the all. And again, it's a diamond. You the King of Diamond. And it's going to lead to the Eight of Diamond. The Eight of Diamond is the sun. What is the sun? Business. What is the King of Diamond? The business person. So with you wandering about spirituality, about sacrifices, about, fate, about, different ideologies at this time, and working hard in it, ensuring that you're talking to people, sharing that knowledge is going to lead to the universal knowledge that leads to the sun, the Eight of Diamond. Everything revolves around that Eight of Diamond. Everything is flowing. Think of the universe, like how the sun is up there and it's, little voided place or whatever, and all the planets are going around the what? The sun. That's what you want to think of when you see this Eight of Diamond. Everything revolving around the sun. And the sun can't be weak. The sun got to have the energy to put out. However, what do the sun need? The sun gonna need rest. It can't just burn all the time. The sun does go down. And look at that. Your Queen of Diamond pop out at the end of the reading. At the end of the reading, the Queen of Diamond, your counterpart, pops out. She looking right at you. And you looking right at her. As above, so beneath. She looking right at you and you looking right at her. As above, so below. You see what I'm saying? And that come after you get your spiritual values, after you learn about spiritual love, after you had the conversations, after you let your emotions wander a little bit, go on an adventure. You see what I'm saying? Relax a little bit, make some sacrifices, wander a little bit about fate, about Saturn, work your tail off so you can get the knowledge that you need so that you can start to flow and pour from an overflowing cup instead of an empty cup. And that type of experience is gonna lead to you getting your boo. Not gender specific. It could be a man or it could be a woman. Whatever your sexuality is, whatever your desire is, it really doesn't matter. King of Diamond, that could be a man or a woman. Again, watch my first video so you could look at the birthdays and, see if you're a King of Diamond or if you had this King of Diamond energy. You could also have a King of Diamond in your spread and you could be feeling this as well. But those signs that I call, the birthdays and the signs that I call, you could really be feeling this super, super, super well. So, and I just want to point this out because it's been screaming to me the whole time. You see these 2 5s? That's a necessary change. You see these 2 8s? That's like shared resources, marriage, contracts, and stuff like that. So it could be some type of necessary change that needs to take place inside your partnerships, whether it's romance, whether it's business, whether it's parental to child, no matter what it is, some type of change may need to take place. You see what I'm saying? Inside your partnerships, and you got the 2 7s, and that changes the spiritual values and the spiritual love. Maybe that needs to be incorporated. That's the change that needs to be incorporated into your shared resources that's going to bring you the Ace of Heart, the thing that you desire, and it's fate. And you could also feel like you with the wrong partner because look, your reading started off with the Queen of Heart, but it ended with the Queen of Diamond. And there's necessary changes that needs to come about. You see what I'm saying? The 9 of Clubs, that's universal knowledge. That's universal knowledge. The 9 of Clubs. So, you wandering, you getting spiritual, you allowing fate to do its thing. That 6 of Spades up there, that 7, a diamond energy is up there. Your spiritual values, you looking at your values, you looking at yourself, you looking at your life, you seeing what it is you desire, what you want to do, what you want to create for yourself is going to lead to that partnership that you looking for, that Queen of Diamonds. She came out at the end. It might feel like, man, this ain't gonna never happen. I'm just stuck. I ain't gonna never get the person. I ain't gonna never, you could even not be with a person. You could be single and just looking at people. You could be dating. But just know that Queen of Diamond popped up at the end. after you work on your soul, after you work on your spirit, after you do all of the wandering, after you do all of the adventuring that you want to do, especially if it's a male watching this video and the King of Diamond popped out and the Queen of Diamond and the Ace of Diamond popped out. Work on yourself, work on your soul, work on your heart, work on your mind, work on your money. You know what I'm saying? Work on you, and she gonna be coming. She gonna pop up right after the sun. Right after the sun. So you just got to work on your masculine energy. Like, that's what I feel like they're saying. If I'm talking to a man, if it's a man watching this video right now, you working on your masculine energy. You working on your confidence. You working on your business. You working on your sense of fashion, your style. You know, you working on any issues that you may have with women, with your mother, with your grandmother, whoever raised you. You see what I'm saying? Even if it's, you know, a man that raised you, you working on any of the things that may cause disturbances in your love life or your romantic life with your counterpart when she get here. You working on all of that before she get here, even if you are with somebody and you blew it and you messed it up and it's just like, whatever, ain't no coming back. I don't even want to work on it. I don't even want to put in the energy. I don't even want to even try with this person. I done messed up so much. They done been so sad. I'm sick of seeing them cry. I'm sick of hearing the same stuff come up. I'm sick of trying to prove myself. I got the lessons. I learned the lessons. I ain't gonna do it again. But even if I don't do it again with this same person, it's the same energy and I'm just good. I'm just gonna start over with somebody else. I'm sorry. However you feel. That's how you feel. And you need to adhere to how you feel. Because that Six of Spades card came out. Fate. What do you want? What energy are you putting out there? What energy do you want to receive? Universal knowledge is there. The Sun card is there. Jesus card is there. Mother Mary card is there. This looks like you are lost and confused. And if not lost and confused, it looks like you are pulling or putting your hands in a lot of different bags. And you might have then confused yourself. Because that Five of Hearts, that emotional adventurer popped out. I'm telling you right now, this Queen of Hearts is the Catholic card. This Jack of Hearts is the Christian card. This Nine of Clubs is the atheist card or universal knowledge card. This Eight of Diamond is a Jesus card. This Queen of Diamond is a philosophical card. So that's like many different world religions, many different philosophies, many different value systems that are coming from everywhere. And you are adhering to all of them at the same time could possibly be driving you a little nuts, and you may feel like you need to talk to someone. Nevertheless, it's okay, because you will be protected. It is fate. You will eventually find something you love after you ask yourself, what is it that you desire? What is it that you want? What do you want to follow? What do you trust? What do you believe in? What path do you want to go? Where do you want to place your foot? That's what you got to ask you. And if you don't know that, it could be subconscious, because again, these are belief systems. Where are belief systems? In your mind. What's your mind? Your subconscious. So this could be spilling over into your love life. This could be spilling over into your parenting. This could be spilling over into your work life. This could be spilling over into how you see yourself, because you're looking at so many different belief systems, so many different, systems in general. You see what I'm saying? And while that's fine to do, if you have the mind to do it, you got to have the mind to do it. The King of Diamond, as the person that I'm talking to, man or woman, it doesn't matter. Go look at those birthdays. You are strong. However, the Diamond suit does struggle with feelings, struggle with emotions, struggle with love. It's like, it's almost kind of like they don't fully understand it, because they are so action oriented. They are so, materialistic. They are so, work driven, style driven, status driven. It's difficult for that love to get in there, or the true feeling or the true understanding of love to get in there. It's like, well, I'm paying the bills and I'm paying the mortgage and I bought you the car and you got a $15,000 ring. What is the problem? You don't know I love you? And it's like, well, those were all material things. Like, when's the last time you stroked my face? Or you kissed my forehead? Or you gave me a massage? Or you wrote me a poem? Or you picked a flower for me? Or we just took a scenic ride for no reason? Or we just glazed in each other's eyes and stared at each other? Like, when's the last time we did anything emotional, anything romantic, anything that's gonna like merge our souls and be passionate? Like, that's not diamond energy. Diamond energy is, look at me, I look good, I got money, I'm a boss, look at my car, look at my ring, look at my watch, I'm this, I'm that, me, me, me. That's kind of like diamond energy. What do you need? I got you. That's diamond energy. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised that all of these hearts popped out in your reading if you are having a difficult time. All that chaotic energy that was happening at first. And if you are having a difficult time finding, your counterpart, it could be because of all of the chaotic energy that, you are in or that's around you at this time that kind of needs to get cleared and cluttered and sprayed away and wiped down, before she get here. Because you being a king of diamond, meaning you got your counterpart is the queen of diamond. I'm here to tell you, brother, the queen of diamond is one of the most contentious cards in the whole deck. So she not about to be trying to come up and having to fix this and fix that and understand this and understand that, and it's an excuse for this and it's a reason for that, and this is that because of this and I would have this, and she not trying to hear none of that. You will be fully offended and you will feel duped. You will feel like this is not it, when truly it is it. You just did not clean up your pile of, before she got there. Because if you do it in reverse, the queen of diamond to the queen of heart, that makes sense as well. The queen of diamond left because the eight of diamond, confidence, sun, business energy was not around. So you had no clue what was going on in the world, universal knowledge. So because you had no clue, you did not work hard. And because you did not work hard, you could not wander or travel anywhere. And because you could not wander or travel anywhere, it caused great betrayals. And because of the great betrayals, you desired love and money. And because of the desire of love and money, fate came and somebody had to make some sacrifice for you to even get what you love, but you had to ask for it, and that made you feel some type of way, but you was grateful at the end of the day. Nevertheless, still kind of let down, desiring to want a business. You see how I just did that? So you just want to make sure you clean up your mess. You looking at yourself the way that you need to, asking yourself the questions, writing what you need to write down, observing what you need to observe, getting on the schedule, you see, because only 1-6 popped out. So it does not look like you're really that unorganized. It just looks like you may be a bit confused in your mind. You see what I'm saying? And a bit lethargic, or needing rest, because you got the 8 that popped out. You got the queen of heart that popped out. You see what I'm saying? So it's like just a mixed bag of energy, but that because of that 2 of club popped out in the final result energy, I would say that you could benefit from speaking to somebody, from talking to somebody. Again, it could be a friend, it could be a therapist, it could be a parent, it could be a partner, it could be a journal, it could be anything. But because of the 2 of club came out between the 5 of heart and the 7 of heart, it would do you some good to talk to somebody, because that's a lot to deal with as a king of diamond person. The king of diamond person, again, is not an emotional person. It's not an emotional card. So with all of the hearts that came out, you could really be struggling at this time. And I would just urge you to reach out, to talk to somebody, to speak to somebody. That would be my best bet for you. Thank you so much for this reading. I'm just going to go and grab the dice here and roll some dice before we get out of here. And I'm also going to grab that Pathwork Oracle for some advice for you going forward in the future. There, I got 2 sets of dice. I rolled both of them. You see what I'm saying? For what you're going through and what's going to help you get out of it. And again, I go by the planets. So the first roll I'm going to roll is the planet that you could be dealing with that could be giving you some trouble. And the second roll I'm going to roll is the second planet that can help you out of that trouble. That's a 5. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I'm going to bring it close to you. You see that? That's a 5. And you remember I pointed those 5s out. The changes, that Mercurian energy, those changes that need to come about. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're going through right now. You could be struggling with changes, struggling with transformation, struggling with moving, with getting a different job, with, applications, with your car going down, or, you could just be having issues right now. And yeah, on the front of this 5 is a 10, a 4, and a 6. So yeah, you could be struggling with your accomplishments due to things feeling or being tricky right now. You see what I'm saying? Trickster energy, things are moving too fast, and just a lot of confusion. That's what I was talking about. And so this is the second row I'm going to do, and this is the energy that's going to help you out of that. And then, so we just rolled 2 1s, which is 2 energy, which is moon energy, which is creative energy, which is emotional energy, which is secrets, which is roots, medicine, home. You see what I'm saying? The mother, partnership, all the stuff that we was talking about. So with this tricky energy that you may be going through right now with this Mercury energy as a King of Diamond, you just trying to, get your 10 on, get your Capricorn on, get your business going. You are having difficult times because it's tricky. But if you talk about it, that's again Moon, because the second house Taurus, talk about it. That 2 of Clubs that came out. If you talk about what you're going through right now with who? A partner, because that's a 2 and a 5. That's 7. 7 is Libra. That opposite card that popped out was the Aries. So if you talk about it, with a balanced person or a trusted person like Libra, Judge, you see what I'm saying? Talk about it too. 7. If you talk about it, about the tricky changes that you're going through with concerning your accomplishments, with a trusted partner, you're gonna get to everything that you're trying to get to. You're going to accomplish everything that, you want to accomplish. You're going to finally get to that Ace of Heart after you get those spiritual values together. I'm not going to lie to you or sugarcoat and say that, it's still not a little difficulty in here, but I will say that, you are rising. You went from queen to queen. So it's just a perspective that needs to be changed. Again, change. A perspective needs to be changed. Some type of sacrifice needs to be made. Values need to be reassessed, so that you can get to that King of Diamond energy that you're trying to hold, so that you can obtain and maintain your counterpart, your business, and just everything else that you got going on here. So I just want to say thank you so much again. I'm truly grateful for, all the subscribers, everyone, watching this video. It would be so kind of you if you could like, subscribe, comment, let me know which King of Diamond you are. What is your birthday? What does your birthday land on? Yeah, you're a King of Diamond. Are you a man King of Diamond? Are you a woman King of Diamond? Did this resonate with you? When's your birthday? Comment below. Let me know. Like, share it, send it off to somebody. And yeah, thank you again. And you have a wonderful day. Stay tuned for more upcoming videos.